So Bandai sure has been on a roll with their Real Grade kits, and, well, the God Gundam, no exception. To me, this kit, I've had it happen, this feeling, a couple times in my Gunpla building career. It feels more like an action figure than a model kit now that it's all built. It's weird. It's like you plop it on the table, you look at it, and you're like, yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna pose it. And it's just so simple to do a simple pose with this thing. It moves really nicely. And it looks great. I have the Master Grade and the High Grade and the SDs. And even compared to the Master Grade, which is like close to, I think, 20 years old, so we're going to give it some slack. But all the black hair, like in the shoulders, in the skirt, in the ankles, those are stickers on the Master Grade. I'm trying to remember. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty confident. I'd have to look at it. It's buried on some shelf. But the amount of detail just on the wings on the backpack, it's amazing stuff. Now, I just use the stickers for the eyes and the cameras, which is really all you need. You can do the detailing stuff, but if I was going to, I'd like paint it and decal it and stuff. But God, it looks so good, so good. The Falcons here, or Gatling gun, I can't remember what it's called, but this is the easiest you can ever open those. Just so simple. It's on like a hinge, 2 hinges, I believe, or a hinge, and I think the part that goes into the back is like its own little slider. Yeah, it's great. And the chest opens. I love this thing so much. It opens with the yellow first, so you can really get that blue up and out of the way. Look at that. With any of the other ones, it would stick out probably twice as much. But because it just has to retract without involving the yellow, great idea. Great idea. You got the jewel in there. It's a sticker underneath a clear piece of plastic, but it has the King of Hearts. I use the second version. There's a red one. There's one with the King of Hearts, like very bold, and then this is like more faded. You can almost see it. Not the best camera in the world. So you got that. That's great. And like it is a mobile fighter. It has to be posability, right? Like it has to be a posable suit. The neck joint here, it's a tad loose. Same thing with the joint here. Some of the parts on the kit, some of the joints have. They do this sometimes where they have a part you have to key it into a certain way and then rotate it to lock it. They do it here at the arm connecting to the shoulder, and also I remember the hip joint connecting to the leg. There might be another one. So they're really secure, but it's a little easy. But as you saw, if you want to pose it, pretty simple. It doesn't seem to come off. It came off once for me, but it seems to work rather well. But everything else, you've got the joints. You can do all the martial arts. You can kick. You can punch and kick. You can aura. I love it, and it's so easy. Like I said, it's like an action figure. They're really getting to that point where I feel that. I feel it in my cheeks. And of course, you have the the God finger or the burning finger if you watch the dub. You got the wings that open. These are really cool. The whole core lander is very cool. It's got the it does have an opening cockpit. No one's inside. They've never put a figure inside the Real Grades, which is fine with me, really. They'd be minuscule. And I like these the way they did the wings setup. It's got like multiple hinges. You can really get some interesting poses when it's on the God Gundam. Even if it's not, you can get kind of like a dramatic pose just with that. Even the thrusters individually articulated. Wow, like, oh sure. And really good in locking into the body. So anyways, like I was saying, you got the God finger, and because of those joints you can easily kind of hinge it back to get the arms, give them more space. And then you can get the whole this hand of mine is burning red, and then it just opens the gauntlet. You guys got the hinge, you got the little claws, which I don't think you ever use as an actual weapon. I don't see why you couldn't, but the fact that they even articulate the blue parts, and even the little thumb piece here has a hinge. The other ones are ball jointed. This one has a tiny hinge. And you do have multiple hands here. I got the fist, you got the martial arts hands. It came attached with the little karate chop hands, which seem to have disappeared. You've also got gold hand, or not gold hands, chrome like orange or metallic orange. You don't see much metallic orange. I think the only ones I can think of is the mobile suits from Double O with Trans Am, but they're actually different. There's a pair of these open splayed ones, kind of like this one here, and then you got the one for the Gato Finger. Very simple pop and swap. And this one does kind of match. This one you can match the gloves with it, because that's what they do in the show. It folds over, and these kind of wrap around the top of the fingers, and then he brings it around. Oh my god, you can actually do that. Damn! Oh, it's so good. So good. And we can't forget the leg thrusters. Got the popping out, and they slide out. You see some thrusting inside. And the beam sabers, now it's an interesting way they did this. Probably the best way to have beam sabers attached to the hip. They're on a track and they slide into it, much like the some of the ones from Witch from Mercury, which I haven't actually like talked about yet, but yeah. But they have little indents in the hands, or in the beam saber, so they will go into the little groove, little track in the holsters, which do rotate. So you can't pull them out like you want to, like from if it was actually like in the show, because it has to come from the back, it seems, unless I'm doing wrong. And I'm fine with that, because it's secure as hell. And you got the beam effects, which I think these are from the original God Gundam. It's fine. I mean, they're nice and curved, way they should be. Oh man, and you know what? There is a lot of parts on here that are undergated, which means they are getting ready for a chrome gold version for hyper mode, and I might have to spend that money to buy it. Like even the fact that the back skirts and side skirts are attached together on like multiple hinges just to get them out of the way, you get that high kick going on. This thing is amazing. I love it. Silly me, I forgot when I was recording this originally to talk about the other awesome thing that this kit comes with, and I really thought it was going to be part of that upgrade set from P Bandai that they're releasing with the effect parts for the hands and so on. But you get the effect ring for when it does the Godfinger. It's just 3 clear yellow, orange, and red rings, and they just go into this like really cool clear piece, which they're on hinges, which it does help you slide the clear pieces into the little tracks for each one. It's a very simple setup, but it works great. And it just plugs into some gaps in the blue part of the backpack underneath the thrusters. And then it has the little tap above that that kind of goes in between where the thruster and the core, the actual cockpit, rotate. And so once you get that lined up, in there you got the goddamn, that looks so good. I want them to do a Real Grade Shining Gundam so damn badly. I love the Shining Gundam way more than the God Gundam. This one's up the God Gundam in my eyes, but it's the whole transformation into super mode that I want to see realized completely, and I think they can do it with a Real Grade. So get on it, Bandai, please.